All right, so hello everyone. I'm Sam Winters, and this is the Winterviews. And today our guest is Isabel Noguera. So, so Isabel, just tell us your name, your age, and what you do.
So my name is Isabel Noguera. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a musician. I write my own songs, I perform them, and I'm also a student in school right now at Central Michigan University.
That's cool. What are you studying?
I'm studying environmental health and safety. Initially, I came here wanting to study environmental science, but there's a little bit more job opportunities with health and safety. And I was inspired to start this when I took an AP environmental science course in high school. And so that really got me into it and it helped me find what I was really passionate about. And so now I'm just following up on that passion and trying to enhance my knowledge about the environment and all of its processes and how I can make a difference.
Well, that's really cool. Um, so tell us about your childhood. Like, what did you do? Like, when did you start learning an instrument? What was the first instrument that you learned?
So my childhood was a really cool situation actually, and it was the perfect environment to learn a lot of instruments and become familiar with my own musicality. So I was homeschooled when I was younger by my mom, and she read that doing like music and being in music classes helps with math skills, and so she immediately got us into like piano. I think that was the first basic instrument that we were into, which is honestly, I think one of the best instruments to start on because you get a visual representation of all the notes. You can do so much, and you're using both of your hands. You're working different parts of your brain. So I started on the piano, and since I was homeschooled, I had a lot of time to like practice and openly do whatever. We didn't have set times that we had to be up for school, or even do it. As long as we got it done during the day, then we could kind of putz around, do other creative things, and have like little brain breaks. So oftentimes during my average day, I would do a little bit of school, do a little bit of music, go outside, and finish with more school and stuff. Although I started with piano, I did move on to violin, I believe was my second instrument. Um, and I liked the violin. I was inspired because my mom was a violinist. She had a full ride to Grand Valley for like being first chair in orchestra for violin. So um, I was inspired to be like her. However, the neck rest was so uncomfortable with the violin. It was absolutely horrible. I could not stand it. I tried viola for a set period of time, which is similar to the violin. It's just tuned a little bit differently, and it's a more like baritone sounding violin. Um, and then after that, uh, experimented with different instruments like trumpet. I think I started in like third grade or whatever, but um, yeah, that was a little bit like my childhood was. I often played music with my brother a lot because he was also homeschooled with me. And so he was one of my closest friends throughout my childhood because he was always there. And yeah, he would play music with me. He'd play a lot of guitar with me, and I would sing when I was younger. And then he got really into doing like computer science and all that. So I had to pick up the guitar just to compensate for him leaving like our little band scenario. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that's kind of what got me really into music as a kid, and that's how you know uh, all those influences affected me.
Well, that's really cool. Do you just have one brother? Do you have other family member like siblings?
Yeah, I just have the one brother. He's 3 years older than me. It's really cool because he actually went to Central Michigan too.
Hmm.
But since we're 3 years apart, we only had one year together, which was last year. So he graduated last year. But throughout the year last year, like whenever I needed him for something, like he would always be there. Like I remember one time my car died and I was like, I think at a Panda Express, and my brother had to like drive and go help like jumpstart my car and stuff. So him and I are really close, and he's always been a very fundamental supporter of my music. Um, I actually wrote a song for him when he was leaving for college. It's called Daniel's Song. It was on my first album. Uh,
Ah,
so yeah, he was always a really big support, and he is still to this day.
that's really cool. Um, are you all originally from Michigan or were you born somewhere else?
Yeah, so I was born in Michigan. I was born in Broman, Michigan, kind of the middle of nowhere. Soon after I was born, we moved to Niles, which is like kind of on the border of Michigan and Indiana. I remember like going, we had chickens and stuff. We had a farm when I was younger, and I
Oh,
remember we would always go like chicken shopping in Indiana at like this one like rural store or whatever. So we were really close to like the Indiana area there.
yeah.
And then we moved to Saugatuck area, which is close to Holland. And I've been in that area ever since.
Well, that's nice.
Mhm.
Said you went chicken shopping?
Yeah, so like I remember there were these like big country stores and they would have everything for like farm needs and stuff, but then in the middle of like the aisles, they would have big pens of like chicken or geese or really whatever. And you'd take these little boxes and you just pick up the ones you wanted. And my mom always made it very like immersive and stuff. And she'd be like, "Oh, you guys have to pick the chickens," and like we'd name the chickens. And since I was homeschooled, I didn't have too many friends. And so these chickens were honestly like some of my besties. They were
Yeah.
awesome. I still like remember a lot of the names of our previous chickens we had. And we were always really creative with their names. Like they were like we called like one chickanini the cross-eyed chicken. The chicken wasn't even cross-eyed. I don't know where we got it from. Um, we also played a lot of music for our chickens and we wrote songs for our chickens as well.
Hmm.
Um, I remember we wrote this one song when my brother and I, Daniel, were in this band called the Turkey Tamers together, and we called it like the Chickeny Tree or whatever. And it was like, "In the chickeny tree, where everyone can be," and like
Yeah.
I forget the words, but that's like what I remember of it. So the chickens were always an inspiration, and we'd like bring our instruments outside and play music to them and stuff. So they were our OG fans, absolutely.
Well, that's really nice. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's also kind of charming and cute too, that you and your brother were
Yeah.
so close like that. And I was thinking because when you said chicken shopping, I for some reason my Gen Z brain thought you said chicken jockey. I was thinking that's a little bit
Chicken jockey.
past. Yeah, that means
Yeah,
past.
it's a
I'm
little
sorry.
dated.
Yeah. Oh well. So does your I'm guessing it must be your dad then. He is like Mexican, is that right? Your last
Uh,
name?
he's he's from Venezuela actually. So my last name Noguera means walnut farmer, apparently,
Interesting.
which is not accurate. We are owners of a hazelnut farm, however.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's really cool. I hold my Venezuelan culture really dear to me and close to me.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm not fluent in Spanish. I did try to take it all years in high school and like keep up with it. So I have like basic Spanish skills. But when my like Venezuelan family members try to talk to me, it is a little bit of a language barrier, and sometimes I do have to pull out the Google Translate for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but there are still like parts of it, past the language that I hold very fondly. Like we have a lot of traditions that we still keep, even though like my family is, pretty settled in like Western ways and stuff. But like during Christmas time, we still like make like pan de jamon, which is a type of like sweet baguette bread. But you roll it out like a cinnamon roll, and instead of like cinnamon and sugar in the middle, you put ham, olives, and raisins, which is like a really weird combo, but it tastes amazing. I usually pick out the olives because I'm a little bit picky, but so for me it's like ham and raisin bread, but it's delicious. Um, but I have a lot of good memories of that stuff, and we have a lot of like Venezuelan family in Florida, and so sometimes we'll like visit them and catch up and uh, you know, reconnect with that side of our family.
Well, that's very, very unique, and I'm very glad that you're so in touch with that part of you and that culture.
Mhm.
Um, so was your dad born in Venezuela?
Yes, so he was born in Venezuela. He has dual citizenship, um, and he moved to America when he was 14. They moved right before the economy crashed in Venezuela because right now it's a little bit, it's a little
Yeah.
choppy, and the political systems in place are um, not really catered towards the well-being of the people. And so
Um,
they moved before it got really, really bad. However, there's still like family that we have in Venezuela with no means of getting out. Um, Luckily, while they were there, they were part of like the more well-off class. And uh, most of what my dad tells me of like the imagery of Venezuela is like large like mountain scenes, and he tells me stories like one of his chores every day was to sweep the mangoes off of their porch. Like it's such a cool place, but unfortunately there was a lot of uh,
yes.
not very welcoming, not very humanistic approaches to, politics there, and that's kind of deterred us away from like going back or anything.
Yeah.
However, my dad does mention that he misses it a lot, and
Mm,
uh, I know they did switch to the US dollar as well, so hopefully things start to, acclimate to a better political climate.
that's good. We can only pray for
Mhm.
that. Do you have like are your dad's parents, your grandparents still alive, and do they live in America or are they in Venezuela?
Yeah, so they live in Fenville, like 10-15 minutes away from us, which is good because they're getting pretty old. Both of
Mhm.
them are luckily still alive.
That's
Um,
great.
yeah, my grandpa has a very, very thick accent, very thick. My grandma, not so much. But yeah, they're still around, and we try to keep in touch with them and stuff.
That's
Um,
great.
but yeah, they live on a little farm. They used to have cows and stuff. They're really into like that, natural, rural, quiet life.
That's sweet. Do
Yeah.
you have what do you call this? Does your dad's 100% Venezuelan, right?
Mhm.
And what is your mom's side? Is she like Dutch or something?
Yeah. How did you guess? It's almost like all
Yeah.
the Dutch people congregate in Holland. She is Pennsylvanian Dutch, which is kind of interesting. So I
Hmm.
think she was born in Pennsylvania, and then they moved to Grand Rapids area. But
Yeah.
she grew up and lived in like Kentwood and stuff. And um, yeah, that's how she met my dad, like through mutual friends from Grand Valley. That's where she went to school. Um, so yeah, she's our whole side of like my mom's family is pretty just Dutch. That's it.
Yeah. Because I'm guessing people don't realize that you're half Latina. Or would you be Latina technically?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is it's nice to put on like financial aid and scholarship
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
However, if I didn't like try to actively learn Spanish and keep in touch with my culture, I don't think I'd feel comfortable like putting it like as like one
Yeah.
of the qualities of that I have. But I try my best to keep in touch, and I'm still actively trying to like better my Spanish skills and, you know, um
Yeah.
uh converse more with, that side
Yeah.
of my family, but it you really cannot tell. You really cannot tell at all.
Nope. You're very
Yeah.
white passing would be the word to use.
Yeah, yeah, like basic blonde bitch-esque, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Because does your brother also kind of look like you too? Is he pale?
He's very pale. It's funny, he burns way more than I do. I kind of have like my dad's Venezuelan skin. So like I'll tan in the summer. My
Yeah.
brother, however, just turns red in the summer. He
Ooh,
just
yeah.
burns. Same like my
Yeah.
mom. Um, but my brother, yeah, he's kind of pale, and then he has like really curly dark hair.
Oh, interesting. So he's
Yeah.
definitely different from you. It's kind of weird how genetics are kind of tricky, aren't they? They're kind
Yeah.
of
He
weird.
got the blue eyes too. He got the blue eyes.
Yeah. Like, is your natural hair kind of darker or not really? It's blonde.
Um, it is a little bit. It's kind of like a light brown, I'd say. But I spend a lot of time outside in the summer, and it's usually at the beach. And so
Yeah.
after like long beach days, I think the sun somehow like kind of like sun bleaches my hair in
Yeah.
some parts. So like it's lighter, like,
Hmm.
where it's been
Yeah.
more exposed to the sun and stuff. But yeah, I'd say it's
Yeah.
kind of like light brownish.
Yeah, that's cool. So,
Yeah.
now that you're at college, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, or after you graduate, do you want to grow your music empire a bit or keep it kind of down low?
I'd really, really love to grow and spread my music. The most heartwarming thing and the reason why I want to spread it is not for like any monetary reasons or commercialized reasons. It's just
Hmm.
sometimes people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, Isabel, I really resonate with the song. I love it. Makes me feel some things, and that is like the most rewarding thing about my entire music career. Especially like younger girls, like my best friend's little sister, she loves my music, and that it really like inspires me to be more than what I am right now
That's good.
because I can show her that she can be more than what she is. And, we all can, improve and absolutely expand our horizons and stuff. So I'd love to expand my music just for,
Yeah.
even just for my little, like my best friend's little sister, even just for
Yeah.
her, I'd want to do it.
Hmm.
But just to reach more people and connect. It would be really nice to get more jobs and stuff, but even if I could just, spread some of, you know, positivity, good messages, emotion, feeling, then I think it would be so worth it. But um,
Absolutely.
hopefully, after I get less busy with college and have a stable job and a stable schedule, I'll be able to fit in
Yeah.
more time for, regular recording, regular songwriting sessions,
Yeah.
just all of that, and actually be able to quantify my thoughts and feelings so I can put them into those songs.
Absolutely. Um, Sorry, my light got messed up. Do you have do you like work a job right now or not really?
Not right now. I usually don't while I'm in school.
Yeah,
Very, very blessed to be on a full ride right now through academic scholarship.
that's good.
Yeah, so I don't have too much financial stress at the moment. However, I do like being in a stable place. And right now, I know, economies and stuff are
Yeah.
constantly changing. So I want to be
Yeah.
ahead of the game.
Yeah.
But during the summer, I sure do work my ass off. Last summer, I cleaned houses, which I I really enjoyed a lot, music or like a podcast. And I don't have to like talk to anybody or, be in customer service. And so I really enjoyed that.
Hmm.
Um, but the years prior, I've worked in like food service or like, retail and that stuff. So my
Yeah.
summer jobs kind of change around, and I'm always sure to, be singing on the streets of Holland as well. That's one of my favorite summer jobs, which I
Yeah.
actually saw you at, which was awesome. Thanks for
Yeah,
stopping
that was
by.
that was really good. You're very talented. It was nice to come and see that. Do you do you have any like new albums planned or singles planned?
Well, I always have something like my notes app is a total tornado of creative ideas and everything. So I have
Yeah.
a couple layouts of like some albums or EPs or projects. I'm just not sure necessarily when I will be able to execute them.
Yeah.
Um, I've got a lot of good ideas. I'm not sure. I might try to come out with some more singles and then lead up into like an EP or an album. Um, However, I do have a good list of some songs I want to get down, I want to get recorded, that I think
Yeah.
will really be great additions to my music portfolio.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
That's really cool. So, do you see yourself going back to West Michigan for performing live or back in the Holland area?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really just whenever a job comes up or anything. I know last year I had to make a trek back for like a weekend to go to Park Theater to open for Lie and a couple other bands. So I'm always waiting for a little blurb on my phone being like, hey, do you want to pop up and play something? And usually, whenever I can, I take those opportunities.
So, as in closing, I think I was gonna ask, what do you do to record your music? Like, how do you record it? Like a microphone studio?
Yeah, so I've tried being with like a producer person. It didn't really work out for some reason. I like doing my music stuff alone. I like having full control over it.
Hmm.
Um, so I got like a little like home setup going on right now. Usually I'll have like a desk and then I'll have my laptop with like my recording software on it. And I have like a little mic that attaches to my desk. So it's like propped up. Sometimes I'll put like a screen in front of it to increase like the definition, to get like any instrumental things that are like other than like acoustics and stuff. I have like a little MIDI keyboard, which is just, I think, a little over like an octave on a keyboard, but you can tune it to any like instrument or any like pitch you want. So that's what I've got going on. And I've got a little box, I can plug in like instruments like my electric acoustic has a pickup, so I can record that straight through it like electrically, which is nice.
That
But
is nice.
that's kind of the extent of my setup right now. I'm looking on getting a better mic, but these mics can like range from, hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars. And it's kind of, I've still got to do my research to find like the most cost efficient one that still has really good quality.
That sounds really cool. I'm glad that you're doing all that. Because it kind of sounds, because I listened to your albums, they kind of sound like they're in an actual studio.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning how to increase my quality.
Hmm.
It's funny listening to my songs over the years because I feel like you can almost hear like the quality difference.
Yeah,
Um, and as long as I'm improving and getting better on it, because I produce and record all my own music, I don't have a team help improvement in it. That's all that matters. It'll keep getting better and better.
well, that's really cool. Well, I guess that's all I have for this interview today. Can't wait to hear more of your music in the future, and I will wish you luck in this career.
Thank you so much, Sam, and thank you for having me on
Of course.
the interviews. Very, very happy and excited to see where this project goes, and I'll be here supporting you.
All right, I'll be supporting you too. So
Thank
have
you.
have a nice day. Bye,
You
everyone.
too.